Hey, what's good everybody? It's cjbeatz. We're back at it again today. Today we're going to make a Rick Ross type beat in Logic Pro X. More specifically, we're going to be remaking the Idols Become Rivals beat. Black Metaphor, shout out to him. He made the original beat. Definitely a crazy beat and crazy sample selection. Very simple, but it just bangs. So we're going to be remaking that today in Logic, and I already went ahead and downloaded the sample, chopped it up. It's by the original sample comes from Camilo Sesto, and it's Agua de Dos Rios. Agua de my white ass can't say this shit, but anyway, let's go ahead and just take a listen to the sample. Like I said, I chopped it up already, I pitched it. Let's have a listen. Alright, so what we're going to do next is bring in a piano, and I have all of these sounds already selected for this project, as you can see. Let me go to my pencil tool. I'm going to draw in a MIDI region here. I just hit Command on the keyboard and then click on the area to draw a MIDI region like this. And as always, I'll make the entire project file available for you to download. I'll put a link in the description for that, and if you're on a different DAW, I'll put the MIDI and drum kit link in the description too, so you can just download it and open up in FL Studio, Ableton, all that stuff. Alright, now next thing we want to do is bring in this this grand piano, and what happens in the beat as I was listening to it is it starts off with the sample, and then it goes into a sample with the piano. So just gonna find the key here. Let me turn off scale quantize, and so we have an F. Let's bring it down an octave here. And let's just double that up. Alright, cool. Now next we and I'm sorry about the fan noises in the background. That's it's because I'm recording and making crazy heat at the same time, so need to cool that shit down, if you know what I mean. Alright, let's work on the snare now. So I'm just gonna start it off by putting the snare in every half bar. I think it's on C1. Alright. Drop the snare in like that. And here I have my brush tool selected too, so I could just hit Command on the keyboard and brush them in, or I could use my pencil tool and just use that. Alright, so we got our snare going here. Let's go ahead and work on that kick now. And let's see here. Use that brush tool again. I want to use the brush tool because what I'm going to do is change my time quantize here. Let's do 1/8 note, zoom in a little bit. Alright, let's see here. I'm going to just drop a limiter on this so it's not peaking. So I'm going to go to Dynamics, limiter. Alright, just so it stops at 0 decibel. you know, when I'm drawing in these kick drums, I'm like trying to hear it in my head first as I'm building it. Now we can just repeat that. I'm trying to keep this tutorial short, so. Alright, now what we maybe want to do with the snare is build in a so-called flam. And what a flam is, it's like a tra, like that's the best way I could explain it. You'll hear that if you listen distinctly to the Idols Become Rivals beat, like the drums have a lot of flams in them. So I'm going to show you how to build a flam right now. You want to choose let's go 132 triplet like that, and zoom in on the last snare, and let me just quickly think how I'm gonna. Sometimes I gotta listen to it again to remember where to put it. Alright, so we could do something like that. Bring that one over here, and then I think it actually has to be fast. Well, you know what? We could change it up later on, make it faster, maybe 1/64th. Alright, but that's not how the beat goes. We want to have it come in with just the sample, the piano, and the kick. Alright, now let's extend that. I'm just looping things. You see up top here, you get the loop function, and below is the, you can drag it further out. Alright, so now go to the portion with the snare. Okay, so let's work on that 808. What I like to do is just copy over the kick drum pattern. Just draw a region into the 808 right here. And we're going to just bring the playhead position to the front and hit Command V. So Command C, Command V to paste it. Command C to copy, Command V to paste, and then let's bring this up to, let's see where the 808 is audible, right here. For me, and just looping it off like that. The volume on that flam can come up a little bit as I'm noticing it. Let's work on that, the hi-hats, the live hats. So I got a kit right here. It's called Hi-Hat Wow 2. I actually made this kit myself. It's just basically I took a portion of a song, just the hi-hats, and laid them out on the EXS 24 sampler, show you the chops right now. Alright, so all different sorts of hi-hat sounds, live hi-hat sounds, and I'm just gonna play this on the keyboard, and you know, in the tempo of the beat, it just goes something like this. Alright, we gotta bring that volume up though, it's kind of low. Maybe we could just use a like accentuate some parts here. This is completely unconventional, but you know, whatever works. Alright, so might be actually a little too loud. Bring that down a bit. Alright, I'm just gonna play that along with the beat. I'm just gonna hit Command R to record and see how this sounds. Alright, Command A, Q to quantize. I'm on triplets though. I want to go to 1/8 note. No, 1/16 maybe. Boom. Now I'm going to show you a little trick with hi-hats too to bring a little more bounce into this whole thing. You could select all the second ones like this. I'm just going to do a few for now because we could just loop it. Alright, just like that. So I hit shift and then selected them, you know, with the mouse like that. And as you're holding shift, it'll, you know, keep every single one that you selected. So bring those down in volume. If you don't see this volume, you just click on this guy right here and you'll see the volume and the piano roll. Alright, cool. Now maybe what we can add yet, let's add an open hi-hat to that. So an open hi-hat, you know, sounds like this. So I have it also laid out on the EXS24 so that I can, you know, change the pitch of it and see what matches. You always have to try and find, you know, matching sounds or match the key that your, you know, that your beat is in. Because this, you know, a hi-hat like this high won't really sound well with that. Well, I'll show you now. You know, it has to be, you got to find a balance. Alright, let's try it out. Just like that. I'm gonna maybe mess around with the pitch a little bit here, see what sounds better. Maybe one higher. No. Maybe one lower. I like that. Work on the next section here. As you can see, I'm always working in 4-bar increments. All right, I got some toms here. You know, you might not hear these in the actual original beat, but I thought these might fit well. You could do something at the end. Let me show you what I mean. Something like that. And you could also change the volumes of these, bring a little more swing in it. Maybe even build a flam in here. Let's go back to 1. Let's do 132. You know what? Let's try 164 triplet. I should have done this before, but you know what? It just came to my mind. What I like to do when I'm making beats like this is bring a little bit of swing into the kick and the snare. And for those of you, I don't know if we have some FL Studio people watching or whatever, but in your piano or in your sampler, you could just use the swing or whatever to adjust it. There's just like a swing slider, but in Logic you'd have to actually go here. So I got the track that I want to use or that I want to have swing on selected, right? And then I'm gonna go to this quantize selection up top here, and I'll do swing. Let's do 116D. Let's see here, 116D. So you got to select the region that you're on. Actually, that messed me up a little bit. Let's see. Let's try 116 swing C. All right. You see the MIDI notes moving just a little bit, right? And that brings some like a human element to your drums. Makes it sound not so robotic. And when you're doing live stuff like this, you're working with like live sounding drums. It's more hip hop oriented versus trap oriented. It's definitely a nice thing to do. So let's go ahead and do the same to the snare. Here we're gonna do 116C. Alright, that's gonna actually mess up my flam. So what I gotta do is I gotta go to the front. I'm gonna select just these, hit shift, hit that one too, and now I'm gonna go and select my swing because I don't want it on this part here, because that you're quantizing it, so it's gonna quantize that selection too, but that one's fine. So let's do 116D just a little bit, and let's see what this sounds like. You can hear the difference, right? Might be too much of a swing here on the kick as I'm listening to it, so maybe that's better. Alright, so I went back and I selected 116 swing B. I'm going to do the same here for this one. You got to remember it's for each MIDI region that you have in the section. Maybe we could do the same thing to the hi-hats. Maybe less of a swing there. So I just hit Command Z to undo what I did. This quantize swing A. Alright, cool. Now what we could do is bring the cursor here, hit Command A, hit the backslash button. If you don't have your backslash button set up to chop in your in this in the play area, then check out a tutorial. I'll put it in the link. I'll put a link in the description for that that goes over that technique and how to set it up, or how to set up hotkeys in general. All right, now let's just gonna copy and paste this over. So for the last portion of this beat, I think I'm gonna build in a lead here. Just gonna loop off my last 4 bars, and I found this lead in Alchemy. Alchemy's a VST that comes with Logic. It's VST or AU, whatever you want to call it. It's a classic 70s synth lead, okay? And as long as you are in 10.3.1, this version of Logic, and you downloaded all available sounds, go here, go to download all available sounds, like 14 gigs, so just make sure you have enough space or whatever. You get the same sounds when you download this entire project file. You make sure those two things, you'll have this same sound here. I think it's pretty standard sound. So yeah, I want to build in this lead. I'm just gonna mess around on the keyboard and just freestyle it. Just gotta find the key really. Just make sure something happened to that 808. Okay. Bring it down 2 semitones. Yeah. Alright. I don't know why that happened, but alright. So now let's build that lead in. Let's see here. I think what we could do is probably just bring it in like this. Get rid of these. And we're just going to have this repeat. I think I covered all the elements now. And we just remade the Rivals Become Idols beat. I definitely enjoyed making this. Super dope. I like, listening to my finished product every time I make this, so. Too low. If you have any questions about this project that I made today, feel free to use the comment section. I'll definitely try and get back to you as soon as possible. Again, if you want to download this project file, you can do that by checking the link in the description. I'll leave the Logic project file as well as the MIDI and the drum kit for people that are on other DAWs or whatever, or if you just want to download the samples or whatever, they're all going to be there. And if you feel like you want to learn some more about music production, there's a link also in the description for you to book one-on-one sessions with me. through Pyramid Music Production Schools. Definitely enjoyed making this tutorial for you guys. I try and make at least one tutorial a week, so if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, that like button. Leave a comment if you liked it, disliked it, let me know. Engage with me. So anyway, I definitely appreciate you guys watching this video. My name's CJ, and I'm out for now. Peace.